Hello, friends, and welcome to Brainworms, the podcast that no one wants, and yet we keep doing it. I don't know. I'm Joe. I will be joined by David, Kaine, and Chris momentarily as we enter into the last episode of The Moon People Volume 1, The Age of Aquarius by Dale M. Courtney. It's a shit show. It's clown shoes. It's just the worst, and our minds become more and more unraveled as this episode progresses. So enjoy that. I am going to remind you to go to WeGiveYouBrainworms.com, where you can support us on Patreon, jump into our Discord, demand to know what we've done. I guess that's it. I think we're going to get into it. Go ahead, David.
Hello, Mr. Walker. This is David Bramer. Bud answered, yes, how's it going? Mr. Bramer, what's it going to be?
I could swear.
I believe I'm going to take the job, David said. That's great, Bud replied. Then David said, by the way, sir, what were you talking about earlier? I'll tell you when you get here, Bud said.
Oh, God.
Okay, David answered. I'll go ahead and make arrangements here for a substitute, and I'll come on down. I will notify the gate that you are coming, Bud replied. Very good, sir, David said. I will see you in a little while. Then Bud said,
David
all right,
said,
please drive
David
careful.
said,
I will see you in a little while.
I'll see you in hell.
David went ahead and made arrangements at the office for a substitute, and then headed out to NASA.
A substitute what? I thought his class was over.
David, would you do me a favor and every time Walker talks, do your best Christopher Walken impersonation?
No.
Thank you for saying that. No, absolutely not.
Coming. It was terrible.
Don't encourage him.
I'll just dance.
Is it a magic dance?
Yes, and imagine me anytime that Bud Walker is speaking, imagine me dancing.
Oh, the you can do this or you can do that.
Like
that
weapon
dance.
of choice video.
Yeah. Are you going to like float around your room and stuff?
I don't know why I'd stop now.
Hell yeah.
I would I would prefer if you do the dance that the Mr. T mom song that he's doing in that.
Nice.
Deep cut.
Yeah. Nobody under the age of 30 is going to get that fucking reference.
Can't confirm.
Can't confirm.
When David finally arrived at NASA, he had forgotten how big NASA has gotten in the past few years.
God damn, dude. The writing is so awful.
It's so bad.
David
Like,
then found... Sorry, go on. No, please.
I'm almost at the point where I would rather listen to you read Lair of the White Worm.
Yeah, this makes Empress Teresa look like fucking Beowulf.
Wait, did you just say Empress Teresa so that we get more clicks?
Hashtag Empress Teresa.
David then found Bud Walker's office and went in.
Bud Walker.
As David was walking in, Bud was walking out and almost bumped into each other. Hey, there he is, Bud said. Then
That's
David
not what you
said,
say when you
I
almost
finally
David
made
said-
it, sir. Good, Bud replied. Why don't you join me and I will take you on a tour to operations real quick. Okay, David said. Boy, NASA is really getting pretty big, isn't it? Yes, since we started building these base stations, NASA has really gotten huge, Bud answered.
I'm also really glad that you're showing me the operations after I've signed no disclosure agreements.
David asked, Bud, what were you talking about on the phone that you couldn't tell me about?
I'll tell you about that when we get to
Are
operations.
you ready for this? Bud asked. Yes, I am. Then Bud said, here goes. We are still checking, but it looks like our meteor has changed direction not once but 2 times in the past 2 weeks.
What?
David
No
asked,
way!
what are you saying?
No, stop.
You
Stop.
mean you're saying it's a spacecraft?
Dun,
No,
dun,
sir.
dun.
What
Bud
gave it
said.
Yeah,
away?
that's what they've been setting up the whole time, is that it's some kind of alien spaceship.
Okay, look. I want to point out that in physics, acceleration is technically a change of direction. I'm pretty sure.
I don't care. Stop trying to introduce actual science to this book.
No, sir, Bud said. I'm only telling you what I know. There's something else. David said, what?
Oh, God.
Bud answered, The meteor
Oh,
was going
God.
64,000 miles an hour, and then
This
all of our
dialogue.
instruments indicated it increased its speed to double in less than 10 minutes.
Make it
It's
stop.
also 10 kilometers in
Won't
diameter.
stop.
We've been told
David
this
said,
twice
"That's
now.
incredible."
David said, and Bud said, and David said, and Bud replied,
I
and
just
Bud
keep thinking of
replied,
Dance Magic Dance.
Yeah, I know. I said the same thing. Then David said, "What's everyone speculating?"
Fucking, I'm done. All right, this is it. This is my last episode of Brainworms. I'm going to take a leave of absence for fucking mental health. All right, I'm
What
fucking
magic
done.
spell
God
to
damn it.
use? Slime and snails and puppy dog.
Well, it goes from one thing to another, Bud said. One person says maybe the reason that the meteor changed direction was from bumping into some kind of an object in space that we can't see. However, that does not explain the increase in speed. In addition, the other
It's a
side of the coin is
spacecraft!
that it is some kind of an alien spaceship. However, what we do know is that it is 10 kilometers in size, and now on the present course, it is going to hit our sun.
Oh,
Then David
no.
said,
Oh
I tell
my
you,
God!
though, if someone were...
Say David said one more time, motherfucker.
Listeners, our Patreon funds this month will be going to buying a bag of Arby's beef and cheddars and throwing them at Dale M. Courtney. Exactly. Every dollar that you contribute buys another beef and cheddar, which will be thrown in the face of Dale M. Courtney.
Fuck you, Dale.
We
Fuck
give you
you,
brainworms.com.
man. God damn it.
Like a stoning.
But beef and
Just
cheddars.
sacks of beef and cheddars.
I like that it's specifically beef and cheddars.
It's a very gooey sandwich.
You need those with extra cheddar.
At the hospital, the coroner's report is like, so they were killed by being hit with beef cheddar? It's like, well, yeah, you think that'd be impossible, but it just kept sucking away something from them, like dignity or humanity, until they died.
I just imagine him walking down the street with like that terrible Arby's beef just dripping off of him, being attacked by seagulls.
Oh, do they peg out his eyes? Tell me they peg out his eyes.
So if you spend $8.16, you can get a half-pound beef and cheddar.
Oh, wow.
Just something to,
I don't know. I feel like a lot of small beef and cheddars
Yeah,
would
Micro
be
cheddars?
better projectiles. Just the standard ones, the ones you can get for like $2.
I mean, you could get like one of the half-pounders and launch it from a trebuchet.
Oh, yeah.
or you could get a sack of half-pounders.
It's true.
Okay, guys, I haven't asked for very much, just in general.
No. Whatever you're going to say, Chris, no.
As a personal favor to me, I would
No.
like to be the one that throws them, because every time I do, I want to say, is this a meteor? How about this? Is this a meteor?
Yeah, no.
I figured we would just assemble a mob to
that's what
to cast the beef and cheddars.
Just tell people that there's a
public beef
meteor
and
coming
cheddaring.
toward the Earth and it's going to hit the sun, and people will panic, and
Yeah.
we can point them at Dale and Courtney.
Let he who hath not written a book cast the first beef and cheddar.
That's just beef and cheddars, just a mob. Just No, honestly, if he was to record a YouTube video, right?
Uh-huh.
And in this YouTube video, he thoroughly apologized for writing
He seems
Like-
proud of it.
anything. Like just anything.
Just for ever having picked up a pen or a typewriter.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or a computer. It's
Yeah.
the fucking 2000s, Joe. Wake up.
Shut up.
No, I want to know, where do you get typewriter ink from?
I didn't mean it literally,
The
Kaine.
typewriter store.
I mean, you can
Oh yeah,
get
where's the
typewriter.
typewriter store?
They sell it.
Where are you
I-
going to get a ribbon of typewriter ink?
I mean, I might have to ask Tom Hanks, but I know that shit's out there.
Yeah, Tom Hanks specifically collects typewriters. It's the thing.
Oh, that took a weird turn. I didn't expect it to go there.
Yeah.
Now that you said Tom Hanks, I'm actually a little less angry. You invoked his name, and I'm a little less angry right now.
That is how the Tom Hanks do.
It's true.
I feel soothed.
What kind of a lover do you think Tom Hanks is? I feel like
Gentle.
he's a
Gentle.
cuddler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And attentive.
Yeah, it tends to
Yeah.
your needs.
You'd be doing the brow touching while it's happening.
I mean, I don't think he's Sting.
What are you doing? No, why are you trying to dirty what we have with Tom Hanks? All right.
No, as in like brow to brow, nose to nose, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were talking about like mushroom print.
No, what? I don't even know what that is.
You take a little shoe polish.
That's not going to come off of there.
I mean, it is, but you're gonna have to really rub it.
It's going to
Oh,
be
man.
some scrubbing.
What's happening?
I think it's more fun since Chris has no fucking clue what we're
Yeah.
talking about.
This is a stupid rabbit hole that Moon People has driven us down.
I mean, I'll take some responsibility for that because I'm trying to get away from
Yeah, I mean, I introduced the beef and cheddars to the conversation.
You did. And now I'm hungry.
I'm going to retroactively say that's probably going to be the joke of the episode.
Then David said,
Oh
I tell
my
you
God!
though, if someone
No!
were going to visit us,
I'm angry again.
they
No,
would
Tom Hanks
probably
can
set a
fix this.
course for the star in that system.
Tom Hanks, why are you hurting me?
I never thought of that, said Bud.
I'm an
If
idiot.
they are aliens,
damn
I
it.
wonder what they want with us. David told Bud,
Maybe it's
you
the
know
way
our
hot.
planet must look pretty
These are
good
the
from
David
135 million light years away.
What?
Then Bud said, man, I tell ya,
God damn it.
this meteor sure does look eerie on the telescope.
And then
David
David
said,
said, and then
Yes, I
Bud
know.
said,
I have a
and then
Zeus
David
telescope
said, and then
system
Bud
hooked
said,
up in my
"Fuck
classroom,
this
and it
book.
practically
you,
terrified my
Joe."
class.
Fuck you, David, for
It
reading
said
on.
the same thing yours said. Oh no, I do not see how we are going to stop a panic if everyone is watching on his or her new telescope, Bud replied.
Especially since it was announced on
Then
the radio.
David said, yeah, I know what you're saying.
Radio.
The aliens are interested in our hot cheese technology.
Live transmission.
I'm on a Mexican radio.
Row.
I like how he mentioned, like, our planet must look good. Like, dude, they've built a spaceship the size of the moon that can support its own mass. They probably have really fucking good imaging systems.
Mhm. They know what's going on. Why would they want it?
Maybe they know what's going on.
We really
Maybe they
want
don't.
that one over there that's just encircled by a mass of space garbage. Look at them. They've thrown all their litter into the stratosphere.
Yeah.
We should definitely go visit there.
God, we're like the trailer park of space.
Yeah, from outside looking in, it's a pale blue dot with a whole lot of shit
A
around
Plail
it.
Dubot.
Pale Dubot.
Eh. It's the name of my next science fiction RPG character.
Like a Star Wars character?
Yeah. Plail Debot.
Then David said,
Why are we still reading this book?
Because
Then David said, yeah, I know what you're saying. Well, here we are, Bud said. I would like to introduce you to your new assistant, Mr. Kim Moon. How do you do, Mr.
Kim
Moon? David asked. Pretty good, Kim replied.
Oh my God, there's a new
I'm
character.
a little tired, but I'll be all right. How are you? Mr. Moon, Bud said, I am putting David Bramer in charge of all operations on the meteor. If you have anything new on the meteor, tell this man right here.
Why?
The job offer. Chapter 4. He is your new boss here on out. David,
What?
you report to me.
You can't end a chapter mid-conversation.
This is the exact same thing happened in the last one. This is just the way this works.
Why not just write a better book? Like any kind of structured criticism is meaningless with the Moon People because it all comes down to just write better.
No, like
This is a rough draft. This
Yeah.
isn't
No,
even
it's
a
not.
first draft. This is not by any means a finalized. This is a rough. This is the I just poured this out of myself onto. Okay, maybe he went through and put in some arbitrary chapter breaks, but that's about it.
Yeah.
no, this is a rough draft if it was written by Coco the gorilla.
To clarify, I agree with you that this is just an unedited rough draft, but it's an unedited rough draft by someone with no raw talent.
Yeah.
Like I feel like even if like Stephen King, for example, like his rough drafts are probably pretty readable.
Yeah. Yeah, I would think so.
This is. Wow. Okay. Yeah, we're piling on here. We're going through. The
No,
job
we're not.
offer.
We're going the distance.
Chapter 4.
We're going for speed.
He is your new boss here on out.
Boas.
David, you report to me. Yes, sir, David answered.
You belong to me now.
Then Bud said, Mr. Moon, will you show Mr. Bramer around and update him on everything new? Yes, sir, it would be my pleasure, replied Kim. Okay, good luck. Then Bud went back to his office.
Oh my
I would
God.
love to know what this guy thinks future technology is.
Kim spoke up and said, follow me. I will show you everything there is to know, Mr. Bramer. Just call me David. Okay, call me Mr. Moon. No, I'm kidding. Just call me Kim. Okay, Mr. Kim. No, just Kim will be fine. Gotcha, David smiled at Kim. Well, Mr. Moon, what's your
Is
assessment
this
of
meant
this
to be
meteor?
like hilarious banter?
I think it's supposed to be homo-romantic, which is kind of good, if it wasn't this.
Kim looked over at his assistant Martin and said, Martin, would you put the meteor on the main viewer? Sure, answered Martin. Well, David, said Kim. Sir, I would have to say at the moment everything looks the same. Our
Thank you
meteor
for
has
wasting
changed
our
directions twice and also has doubled its speed. It is now going about 200,000 miles an hour now and increasing in speed. It may not
wait,
hit us,
wait.
but one thing is for sure, we are going to find out because it's coming right at us.
It's coming right
addition-
for us.
It's 10 kilometers wide.
Okay, wait. Okay, if it's gonna get here in like this many days, but it's doubled its speed in less than a day, like
It's, yeah, the speed that they've reported every time they've talked about it has been different.
Nothing matters.
It was 182,000 kilometers an hour, 64,000 miles an hour, now 200,000 miles an hour. But it's been consistently 10 kilometers wide. So, I mean,
You guys remember that scene in the remake of the Day the Earth Stood Still with Keanu Reeves? And
That movie doesn't exist.
there was that part where that scientist was reporting the speed of the astral body,
Yeah.
and he was like, no, at this speed there won't be anything left. And then the big magical thing was how it decelerated in the short distance between impact so it could safely land. And that was like, oh my god, that's outstanding, whatever kind of technology that is.
yes, I know, David said. We were tracking it at our school. This satellite system makes our new system at school look like a toy. Then Kim said,
We
it should
broke it.
because this is the best telescope system in the world.
In the world?
As they were both looking at the view screen at the same time, there was a sudden flash of light and the meteor suddenly vanished. What happened? David asked. I do not know, Kim replied. Martin, do a system check.
There's
I'm
melted
on it,
cheese
Martin
in
answered. Then Kim said, let me check a few things here. I'm just going to zoom in on our friend. Suddenly, the screen zoomed in, but there was still no sign of the meteor. Did it explode? Infrared was showing there were large amounts of radiation all around the area. Kim was asking himself, there doesn't seem to be any debris anywhere. It's as if it just vanished.
Is it a
Well, maybe
cloaking
we don't have
device?
to worry about the meteor anymore. Yeah, maybe. Let's keep after it and do some more studies. Wait, did you see that? Yes, said David, that second flash. Yes, Kim replied. Look how far away that was from where the meteor was last reported. Then David said, do you think that was the
God
meteor?
damn it.
Kim answered, I do not know. Let me look at something real quick. Just as I thought. That flash of light was on the same heading as our meteor was on when it disappeared. But in order for it to get to this point, this quick, it would have to be doing an excess of light speed. There is another meteor at the new location, and it is now going almost 300,000 miles an hour. Wow, that's incredible. Yeah, do you think that's our meteor? That flash of light. I don't know it for sure,
Do you
but it
think
really
it's a
does look
donut?
funny. Let's check its size. We will keep watching it.
Gang, do we owe Dan Brown an apology?
We do. And I think we should get some royalty-free, like, sad-sounding music to play behind it.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I think comparing Dan Brown and Dale Courtney is like comparing apples and assholes.
Okay, so I just want to point out that the speed of light is 186,000 miles per second.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
If they can FTL, why aren't they?
Maybe they can only hop. I don't know, man. Maybe they're using wormholes or something, and they have to, like, be at the location of the wormhole to pop out at the end of another wormhole.
Maybe the writer is writing this completely stream of consciousness style with no regard to continuity or consistency.
Do you think this writer can only remember 10 seconds and they just have a list of things in the book, so every 10 seconds he stops, looks over, like, David and this guy and the meteor, and then he, like, writes another sentence and forgets and looks back and...
Wow, that's incredible. Yeah, do you think that's our meteor? That flash of light. I don't know it for sure, but it really does look funny. Let's check its size. We will keep watching it. If it flashes again and it's on the same course, we'll know something's up. Wait a minute, it is 10 kilometers in size too. It looks like the same meteor. Then David said, I'm going to inform Bud of what's going on.
And Baby said.
Sure, Kim said. I'm going to do some more checking and I'll get back to you. Okay, David replied. I'll use this phone. Bud answered, hello. David spoke up. Bud, it's me, David Bramer. I already have a report to make. It is kind of great news, maybe.
Just kind of
then
great
Bud
news,
said,
maybe.
Oh yeah?
Maybe.
What is it? Well, it seems our meteor
You can
has vanished
save up
off
to
the charts in one
30% on
big
your car
flash of light,
insurance.
David said.
We're calling you about your vehicle warranty.
Are you kidding me? Bud asked. No, I'm not, replied David. We also could not find any debris either, except large amounts of radiation, and there's one more thing. We also seen a flash of light 1 light year away, and there is a meteor there now coming at us, 3 minutes after the first meteor vanished. It was
3
on the
minutes?
same heading, too, as our meteor was on. Wow, all that just happened? Asked Bud. I just left you 5 minutes ago. Man, there's all kinds of stuff happening today. Yes, I know. Kim and I was just watching the big view screen when it happened right in front of us.
Right
we are
in front of
watching
us.
to see if there are any more flashes of light even further down the same heading as our meteor's heading.
So, real
Why?
quick, I just want to point out that if there's any UFO traveling towards us, and we suddenly see it achieve FTL, that is not good news. If, like, a moon is traveling towards us through conventional speeds, you can come up with explanations for how they're able to sustain themselves and all that, but if they're an alien species that can achieve FTL, then we better hope they like us, or we're fucked.
Yeah, even if they do like us, we're probably fucked.
It's true.
It's the rule of unintended consequences
Right.
alone.
I just wanted to get to the part with the aliens.
I didn't. I just want this to be over.
It's gonna be a nightmare when we do get to the aliens, because we won't be able to tell by the dialogue who's talking.
Yeah. David, because sometimes you do this where, like, we're obviously in pain and you just chisel in, like, no, we're reading the book now. Do you get some kind of satisfaction from this?
Oh, yeah. It's really, I mean, I have to go through this. I have to drag you people with me.
Oh, man.
And I just feel like, there comes a point when you just want to get to the end of a chapter.
Sure, I get that.
And they come up just sort of out of nowhere, so it could happen anytime.
Yeah, you never know.
Mid-sentence.
I'm waiting for it.
There's not even a period. Like and David says.
Chapter 5.
Exactly. Like, you're not being clever, all right? You're not reinventing the wheel, okay? Just fucking have normal chapter. You know what? I'm not giving this guy tips.
No,
all right?
well, I feel like at some point in his life, Dale Courtney has read a book. He understands that in books, there are things called chapters that begin and end. And that's as far as his comprehension of the idea of a chapter goes. So he's just doing his best with the tools that he has to use that writing technique of chapter in his novel, The Moon People, Volume 1, The Age of Aquarius.
I think you're giving him too much credit. I feel like the most exposure that this guy's had to literature is when someone beat him over the head with, like, a dictionary.
Yeah, because that's a common weapon that people use, Chris.
Hey, if I had listened to this guy talk, I would beat him with a dictionary.
With a dictionary?
Specifically?
Yeah, that's the book that you would hunt for. Like
in the year
like
of our
you're in a
Lord
room
2021.
full of books, and that's the one you're going to hunt. You're going to be, hold on, wait,
Yes.
wait 1 second, hold on. Okay, now don't defend yourself, and then you beat him. Okay.
Yeah.
Look, it's the My Pillows guy. He's not gonna like.
It's not
it
the My
together.
Pillows guy. All
I
right?
like to imagine, though, that it's a little pocket dictionary, like one of the little Merriam
Oh,
Webster's.
yeah.
Like killing roaches.
Yeah. Bap, bap, bap.
At the crime scene afterwards, like, my God, I've never seen a man killed by the mini dictionary being shoved up his nose.
Bad writer. Just bopping him.
Man, there's all kinds of stuff happening today. Yes, I know. Kim and I was just watching the big view screen when it happened right in
I
front
hate
of
that
us.
he uses was instead of were, and he does it consistently.
I hate that he says,
We are watching to see if there are any more flashes of light even further down the same heading as our meteor is heading. Why, what's everyone speculating? Asked Bud. We're not sure yet. But sir, it does seem that now we still have a meteor coming to us again, and it is even closer than before. Bud, I am starting to think that this may not
So
be a
they
meteor.
concluded it was a spaceship, and then they unconcluded it, and now we're concluding it again.
I know what you mean, Mr. Bramer. It does look awful funny, said Bud.
awful funny.
Awful funny.
Yeah, you know how common it is for
This
astral
book is
bodies
awful
to
funny.
randomly achieve the speed of light.
We need to keep watching this. Oh yes, David,
Do we?
before I go, I wanted to talk to you about something very important. Oh, what's that? David asked. Well, I just got off the phone with the White House, said Bud. We've
God
got
damn it.
orders to get these base stations on their way with their missions with a full crew and supplies. I have another job offer for you. Oh, really? What's that? David asked. We need a first science officer and navigator, and also a astronomer for USS Lunar Base 1.
And an astrologer.
Yeah.
I remember that episode of Star Trek when Spock asked Bones what's his specialty, like, his education. Like, oh, I'm a high school teacher.
I've never been a fan of conversations about Star Trek.
Not Star Trek itself, just
Just people talking about
Yeah.
Star Trek. He likes to watch the show. He just can't talk about it
right.
or hear other people.
Yeah, I just ugh.
Fair enough.
The pay is excellent. You would
But
have
the
the
work
rank
is
of
hard.
captain. You would be under the command of Admiral Benson.
Not Admiral Akbar.
Now I
It's a
know him
trap.
personally, and not only is he pretty sharp. That's a sentence.
No, it's not.
Read it again. We were talking about Admiral Akbar and I missed it.
Yeah. You would be under the command of Admiral Benson, period. Now I know him personally, and not only is he pretty sharp. He's also a great guy to work under.
Ooh,
However,
wait,
It
where's
is
this book
long
going?
term. It doesn't get any rawer than this. It takes a
Oh.
special kind of man to do something
Oh.
like this. But if you've got
Yeah.
the stones, we've got your job for you.
$240 worth of pudding.
Wasn't Kirk and Spock one of the first gay fan fictions?
There was a lot of, that was a thing.
Arguably Batman and Robin
Yeah.
might have come
Oh,
first.
yeah.
Nice. Jackass.
Hey guys,
Wait,
I think
wait,
it's
wait,
the
wait,
last
wait.
time. I think
Wait,
it's the
I-
last time. Hold on.
Oh,
Hold on.
oh.
I think it's the
I-
last
wait.
time.
I think I've got this reference. Was that a Beavis and Butthead reference?
No one made a Beavis and Butthead reference. David, go ahead.
I'm so excited. Then David said,
God damn it!
"This is quite an offer. I've always
God
wanted to
damn
do
it.
something like this. I was offered this a couple of years ago, but I turned it down.
I've
I
always
didn't
wanted
think
to
it
do
was for
something
me.
Like this. That's why I became a high
However,
school teacher.
I never in 1,000 years thought I would ever do it for real.
For
Well,
real.
think it over, Mr. Bramer.
For real?
I've got to make a decision quick, so let me know within the next couple of days. Until then, you can run operations on the Meteor Project."
Under Admiral Benson.
So he promoted this guy to the Meteor Project only for 5 days later for him to...
5 days, nothing. 5 minutes later.
I mean, this conversation has felt like it's lasted years, but in universe, it's only been like 5-10 minutes tops.
Can we just agree that Joe's not allowed to pick the books anymore?
Well, I'm not doing it, so I think he should.
Because now I think he's specifically grabbing books that just hurt us.
That's the premise of the show. Like that's what this podcast is. Yeah.
Oh. Can I renegotiate my contract?
You're legally property?
Right.
So no.
No. All right, so I'm going to turn the camera feed on into my cell so that you can witness what I've become unless we figure out how to end this episode.
Why don't we just go to the end of a chapter? It can't be long.
That's what we just did. We just ended a chapter.
All right, good.
You couldn't tell?
All right, we did it. Guys, we did it. We're
Do you want
done.
to stop doing this?
I do.
Forever.
Yeah.
Get my incinerator.
What are our thoughts?
I think we've been pretty clear about what our thoughts are, Joe,
Mm.
through the whole episode.
I just want to have a bath in Arby's fast food.
Gross.
Yeah,
That's not okay.
I'm thinking that's not a good idea. Definitely going to get some kind of skin issue from that.
Yeah. At the very least, you're going to get a real bad breakout from all the grease.
I think I'm going to go dump half a pound of sugar into half a tub of Crisco, stir it up, and I'm just going to eat it with like my hands.
Oh, man. We're real sorry about everything that just happened.
You don't get to apologize. All right. David, Chris, we're sorry.
We're sorry. So sorry.
Yeah, I'm
So sorry. Joe, you don't get to apologize. You did this.
I did.
Now, after our apologies and everything, I would like to put forward the motion that we return to this next episode.
No, absolutely not.
I want to get to the aliens.
I don't want to get to the alien. How about this? There are times when you're not podcasting with us, like you don't just exist to do this podcast. Read the fucking book.
Chris, I just want to say, just for reference here, we just ended chapter 4.
I'm okay with that.
How many chapters are there?
Well, the aliens come in chapter 14.
Oh no.
So...
Yeah, so no.
Oh, that just makes me wonder, like, what could possibly happen between those 2 points?
He's got a date with Chiral.
David says and Bud says and Chiral says and Billy says. And then David said that Bud said that Admiral Benton said, fuck you and fuck this.
Yeah, whatever. We're done for now. That's the important thing. If you're
We're just done.
if you want to support to throwing
How about some words, Joe? Together.
Yeah, I had a little hiccup. If you want to support our fun to throw beef and cheddars at Dale Courtney, don't forget to go to WeGiveYouBrainworms.com, where you can find our Patreon, and we will use those funds toward that end.
You guys remember in Spy Kids 2 when the guy created the robot forms of the main Spy Kids and they try to talk and they just
Did
said
anyone
gibberish 'cause they
aside from Chris watch Spy Kids?
I have to admit, I have never seen it.
Yeah, I think I was a
No,
little too old when it came out.
Yeah.
All right, so Chris, why don't you write a blog about what you're getting ready to talk about?
I think Kaine just wants all of this to stop. And
Okay, why do you keep telling me to leave the podcast?
No, we need you in the podcast. We need to end this episode.
No, I wasn't thinking in that context. I
I
was
think-
thinking of you being like, get out while you still can. You can be free. You can make it.
I'm just gonna read this little segment here.
oh no, David's
As-
reading segments.
A final goodbye. This is from chapter 12.
Don't do it, David.
Suit yourself, but I have made up my mind. I love it.
I'm
said
keeping
David.
my baby.
God damn it.
You
God
take good
damn
care
it.
of yourself, sir, and I'll catch you later. Thanks again, Mr. Moon. Goodbye, Mr. Moon.
The good note to end on. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe on YouTube. Click the stupid
And click
bell.
the bell. I mean, don't actually. You know what? Don't click the bell.
Yeah, don't
want
propagate this. We
Yeah,
just
you
want this to be so unsuccessful that we stop.
Yeah, just let this
I
fall.
mean, that would do
Let
it.
this fail.
Yeah.
Yeah. Stop clicking subscribe. Stop clicking anything that has to do.
This has been a production of Brainworms Podcast. Any copyrighted content contained within is used for purposes of review. Brainworms Podcast is David Combs, Kaine Magdalen, Christian Schaefer, and Joseph Wells. The theme music is Hodgepod No. 1 by Brian Davis. If you like what you heard, you can support us and learn about our other projects at WeGiveYouBrainworms.com or by leaving a review on your favorite listening app.
Then David said,
David said, and David said,
Come on down.
Oh, God. There's melted cheese in it.
$240 worth of pudding.